Macmillan Audio presents His Hideous Heart, 13 of Edgar Allan Poe's most unsettling tales, reimagined. Edited by Dahlia Adler. Read for you by Dahlia Adler, Kendare Blake, JorJa Brown, Caitlin Davies, James Fouhey, Tessa Gratton, Jeanette Illidge, Emily Lloyd-Jones, Amanda Lovelace, Robin Miles, Hilary Monahan, Caleb Roehrig, Natalie Naudus, and Fran Wilde.
To Jacqueline, for her generous heart, and of course, to the man himself. Introduction. Love and loss, grief and death, rivalry and revenge. The themes of Edgar Allan Poe's work have eternal relevance, but what I remember most about learning it in school was that it just seemed so much cooler than everything else. He turned my skin cold and damp while I read about the catacombs in the Cask of Amontillado, and slowly crumbled my heart with Annabel Lee. He set my entire body on edge through The Telltale Heart and stole my breath with The Pit and the Pendulum. He made me mourn for women I'd never met and cheer for retribution I didn't even completely understand. And all I knew was that he was the first person I'd been assigned to read who made me marvel at what an author could do, where an author could place you, what he could make you physically feel. It's a tall order, running off of those feelings, those memories, and trying to both recapture them and reimagine them into something new. This collection is a way to honor the work of Edgar Allan Poe, but it's also a way to view it through different gazes, to take classic literature with its relatively homogeneous perspectives and settings and give them new life. What I learned while editing this collection was how much changing those aspects of a story can affect the greater picture. How you can maintain so many of a story's themes, but find entirely new motivations by centering characters from society's margins, characters who seldom got to be Poe's heroes. We all have our dark sides, and we all have our tragedies. So many of us have seen them through his eyes. Now I hope you enjoy reading them through ours. Dahlia Adler. The Tales Retold.
She rode a horse of fire. Kendare Blake. Inspired by Metzengerstein. The night the stables burned, the air turned cold and still as in the dead of winter. They had caught not long past 10 p.m., but ours was a quiet estate, none of the staff known to keep late hours, and each of us tired into our bones after that evening's revelry. So by the time the main house wakened to the fire, it had gone too far to be stopped. Flames shot up some 20 meters into that still sky, as the doors and walls were eaten away and caved in. They said it was a blessing, the still of that night, that it kept the fire from jumping into the trees and making its way to the manor house. But it seemed no blessing to us gathered in the cold, dressed hastily in boots and bedclothes, our horrified faces turned orange by the glare, listening to the shrieks of the horses and men still trapped inside. A violent wind would have been most welcome, if it could have covered that sound. By morning, all that was left of the stable was a smoking ruin. Someone said later that one of the grooms found the remains of a doorknob melted and warped. He held it up to his face and laughed at the strangeness, just before he burst into tears. 12 horses and 2 stable hands perished in the blaze. Good and loyal servants all. 12 horses, 2 stable hands, and 1 new maid, who had no business in the world being there. They found her amidst the caved-in rafters, her body nestled beneath a fallen pile of planks. They said her dress was torn, and there was blood upon her cheek, but the rest of her was not badly burned, nearly untouched by the fire.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?